So after selling everything we owned in Canada and moving to Mexico, some are wondering, why would we do that? When you're young in Canada, you're taught to work hard, get the good job, then start buying all the nice things that you want. And I can't say that we didn't accomplish that. We did everything we ever wanted to. But at the end of the day, there was one thing that money can't buy, and that's time. We worked tirelessly to amass all the materialistic things we could ever want and check off our goal list, only to realize that we were too burnt out and too tired to even spend time with our children to build the life that we thought we wanted. Over the last decade, my wife and I have traveled to Mexico, sometimes several times a year, and always asking ourselves, could we live here? If you're not aware, Canada is no longer the Canada that we once grew up in. So after doing the research, combing through the data, weighing out the pros and the cons, we decided to make the move. Sure, Mexico has its problems, but so does Canada. And I'm not saying Canada is not a great place to live in, it just wasn't for us anymore. Once we made the decision, the hardest part was selling everything we owned. Then we had a few parties, said our goodbyes, and we're leaving the life we knew behind. Nothing is forever, so things can always change, and you always have the possibility to come back. But sometimes you have to embrace your fears. Embracing change is good. Change makes you resilient. It makes you a different person. Would I recommend such a drastic change for most people? No, everyone's circumstance is different. But you need to do your own research. Forget everything you hear on the news, but make sure you make your own informed decision before you do anything drastic. Now, a lot of you have been asking, why Mexico? Isn't it dangerous? Isn't it unsafe? Where do your kids go to school? How are you going to live? What do you do for healthcare? How are you going to work? How do you make money? All of these are valid points. Where we're deciding to move is generally pretty safe because it's a touristy area. Healthcare is fast, efficient, and really good here, but it is privatized, so you either pay out of pocket or have insurance coverage. There are over 15 different international bilingual schools that are privatized in Playa del Carmen, which is where our kids will be going. The attention that every student gets is far beyond any public system in Canada, and the education level is much better, and it costs less than having one child in daycare in Canada. With regards to how we still make money, we've transitioned our businesses to fully online and working remotely. Lastly, after doing all the research, economically, I think Mexico is the next big boom. With my background in overseas manufacturing, when my contacts are setting up shop in Mexico, it's a telltale sign. Charles Darwin once said, "It's not the strongest of species that survive, nor the most intelligent. It's the one most adaptable to change." For us, we're embracing the changes, embracing our fears, and learning to adapt, which will allow us to thrive. With that said, I want to thank each one of you who has followed and supported this journey so far. I appreciate you all, and thanks for watching. Follow for more.